Wonderful people, warm, welcoming, and very just inspired people. And so it's a blessing to be here and part of this community. And I want to thank you for being part of that community, an active part of the school community, the parish community. I want to thank you parents in a special way for giving the gift of a Catholic education to your child. You know, that is one of the greatest gifts that you can give. And I just really want to thank you for doing that. I know it takes a lot of sacrifice, maybe especially, this day and age, a lot of economic sacrifices and so forth, financial ones, but well worth it, well worth it. And so I just want to thank you for giving that gift of a Catholic education to your child. Really is a wonderful gift to give them. And I want to thank the teachers in a special way for giving of yourselves. You all make a lot of sacrifices too. Teaching, in a Catholic school has its sacrifices, but again, don't have to tell you about the great rewards that come with it. But thank you for giving of yourselves. Thank you for making this not just a job, but a ministry. This really is a ministry that you're doing. And so thank you for choosing to do that, for listening to this calling that God's given you and acting on it. And special thanks to Mr. Wolff for being a great visionary, a great leader of the school, somebody who does have great vision and who loves St. Henry's and loves the students and the people here. So thank you very much to him for all he does. So I promise this won't be like a sermon or anything here. But I just want to talk a little bit about how blessed we all are and, thank the Lord for the blessings of our school. Because here at St. Henry's School and in every Catholic school, we are blessed with the opportunity to be able to talk about God, to be able to talk about religion, talk about Jesus Christ and his church. Here at St. Henry's School, we can say the name of Jesus Christ. We can talk about Jesus. We can talk about the truths of his teachings. We can talk about his word. We can talk about his church. All of these wonderful opportunities that we have. What a blessing. What a wonderful blessing that is to be able to do that. And I think it's always good to remember and be thankful for the reason for our school, and that reason is Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ is the reason for St. Henry School. And what a beautiful thing that is. So I have a little challenge for you Catholic parents out there. What would life be without challenges, right? Challenges are good. They're good things. Not always easy, but most things that are worthwhile are not always easy, right? So my challenge for you Catholic parents out there is I really encourage you to please bring your family, your children, to Mass every Sunday at your parish. Let me say that again. So I challenge our Catholic parents to bring your children, your families, to Mass every Sunday at your parish. It's so essential. It's so essential for their faith life. It's really, as a Catholic parent, it's your duty. It's your gift, too, a great gift to you that's given you. But it's also your duty. It's your responsibility as the first and primary teachers of the faith to your children. So it takes dedication. Especially, I know, with all of the distractions in our world today and all of the busyness, right? So I know I don't have to tell you about sports and how much time that takes, and how sometimes sports conflict with church, along with a lot of other things, right? But I would submit to you that, yes, as important as sports and all of those activities, all those different things are, as important as they are, even more important than that is practicing your faith, going to Mass on Sunday. Truly is the most important thing. It is the foundation of of our lives, or should be. And I dare say that our world needs it. Our world really needs people who are committed to their faith and practicing their faith. So it takes courage to do that in our day and age, but I would just encourage you to have that courage and to do that, to make this effort. We carve out a lot of time for a lot of different things. Just really try to carve out that time every week for Mass. And it is one of the commandments too. It's keep holy the Sabbath day, right? It's one of the 10 commandments. So that's important to remember too. This isn't me asking you to do this. This really is our Lord. This is God who asks us to keep holy the Sabbath day with worshiping Him, with the faith community. So it's a challenge, but it's the greatest blessing too. So I just want to invite anyone who is not Catholic, who's ever thought about it. Don't be shy. Call the rectory. Talk to me. We would be more than happy to just chat with you about those thoughts. Don't be shy if you've ever thought about it. I'd like to talk to you. So anyway, thank you for being here. Hope I didn't talk too long. And God bless you. Have a wonderful school year.
All right, thanks, Father. I'm just going to share a few comments here, and before we head over to the classroom, I'm going to do a better job of trying to stick to the script so I don't get myself into any more trouble. I'm starting my 5th year here at St. Henry, and excited to do so. And in some ways, it feels like a lot more years than that, and in other ways, it feels like we're just starting fresh because of what we've been through together with COVID and the challenges of last year. And looking back at my first Vision Night speech, there were some comments in there about being pleased and honored and humbled to be the principal, to be standing in front of you as the principal of St. Henry, and those feelings remain. And I continue to be excited and honored to be here. So it's an exciting feeling to have built so many relationships with our parents and our staff and the people in our community. And in looking back at those, some of those comments that were shared during that first Vision Night, we had some kind of basic goals. And I said, at a minimum, we have to take a look back here. We have to improve our internet and our computer lab. We were crashing, and we have done that. We now have wireless access points in every single classroom. We've got new computers in the computer lab. Teachers are on their second round of brand new computers and handheld devices. We have new screens that you guys will see when you go through the classrooms that students interact with. And there are a few other things technology-wise that we've been able to improve, and that's an exciting thing. It feels, sometimes, like I said, it feels like just a few short years and we were kind of on pause, but we were able to accomplish some goals during that time. We talked about we have to update the website. We updated the website, and people call and comment on, hey, I want to tour your school. We can tell you guys care about interacting with the community, and we're actually going through our next iteration of updating the website. So trying to keep that fresh is important. We talked about being able to order things online, pay for things online, volunteering online, getting involved in online, and we've become experts in using Sign Up Genius for a lot of different things. You guys get the text messages about bingo and a number of other volunteer opportunities. We are practicing using GiveSmart as a way to give online, and we'll continue to make improvements and take feedback and include those things in how we operate at St. Henry. We talked about being able to provide teachers with resources to be successful. I'll talk a little bit more about this in a moment, but I just mentioned the devices that they have and screens in the classrooms and computers, but also resources and materials, updating the math curriculum updating. We have a history online curriculum. So we're taking we're making those improvements, and that's exciting. We also, a few years ago, talked about more opportunities for students, academically, socially, athletically. We have, this is our first year for the golf team. And we had so many people, we had to start a second golf team. And they had a little match yesterday, and the kids come back and they're excited and they're talking about it. Archery, we send kids to state in archery, and it's a new sport for us, and we're experiencing success there. We've started acrobatics, and similar as in archery, we sent kids to state in acrobatics. Lego Club is the junior acrobatics per se, and they are, we have so many students involved in that, so we're creating these opportunities for students. We talked about more students receiving what we already know is an excellent Catholic education. Daily prayers, students reading prayers over the announcements every morning. Learning those new prayers, of course going to church, going to Mass on Fridays, adoration monthly. These things are part of who we are at St. Henry, and those things are happening, and we continue to improve on those. One of the things we mentioned was, what if we revolutionize recycling in Northern Kentucky? And we never had recycling here at St. Henry, but we had several students come forward and say, we need to have recycling. So now we have a recycling dumpster, and we recycle on a regular basis, and that's led to recycling. I think in second grade they did markers last year, and so that expands and morphs into other things. So these are some things that we've done, and these are some things that we want to continue to build on. And we're at a spot now where, what are we going to do this year? What are we going to do next year? How do we build on what we've done and what we have? And some of the things that some of the staff positions that I've talked about, and some of the technology things that I've talked about, and the resources, we've been very fortunate to qualify for 2 rounds of emergency funding as a result of COVID. So we want to maximize that money. These are not funds that everybody has qualified for, but if these funds are available to us, we want to be able to use them to pour into our kids to give them the best experience that we can. We know that they're behind academically because of COVID, and we know that it's happening in different pockets, and different students have experienced that in different ways. So how do we make sure that we are catching them up? We have a very full staff this year. I mentioned the support that we have for our teachers in interventionists and instructional aides, data analysis and coaching. These are not positions that we've had before, so we can use these funds to make those positions happen, so we can make sure that our students are growing the way that we should. And we're excited to do that. And if these funds, while will not last forever, they do give us an opportunity to make some improvements now that we can build on in the coming years after that. A couple things, a lot of you guys maybe have heard this before, but some of the things that we have been able to purchase with these funds, the new screens, which you'll see, a brand new math curriculum, and also I think what is important with the math curriculum and a brand new book room. Now this book room provides books at all levels for all students, so we can choose a book that really targets the students' need. And it's brand new this year, and we're all learning how to use it, but in conjunction with the math curriculum and the book room, we've been able to purchase training for teachers. So we're not just getting the stuff and saying, good luck, even though it might feel like that sometimes. We want to make sure we have training that's ongoing, so we can chip away at getting better and better at these things, and I think that's really important, and glad that we've been able to get that approved and are accessing it. We've gotten new writing and reading resources. We've gotten new makerspace resources with our funds. Chromebooks and computers for teachers, are all things that we've been able to, of course we would, make the space in the budget, but these emergency funds allow us to provide some relief and make sure that we have the most up-to-date technology for our students and teachers. The book room I mentioned, we're going to have a few tables delivered in the cafeteria that's going to help with moving things around. And while that's not going to directly impact academics, it's just overall improvements for the school that are going to make a difference long term. I guess in using all of those funds, we're always looking at how our students growing, and we always talk about 1+ years of growth on the MAP test. So if you grow 1 year, you're making sort of the normal progress, but we know that we have these gaps to close, and so we need to make 1+ year, a little bit more than 1 year, to make sure we get our students back to where they were before COVID and even improving. So that's always been our goal, and that's always going to be our goal, and we want to make sure that we maximize all of our resources to be able to achieve that goal. And I know our teachers will talk a little bit more about what they're doing specifically in their classrooms to help us get there, which you'll hear about in just a moment. I do want to touch on just one more kind of bigger thing, and then a detail kind of thing, and acknowledge that. And I guess I'll say this quickly so we can try to start on time in the classrooms. Our fundraising, we've sort of grown into several different fundraisers all of a sudden, and we do want to try to make an effort to bring that back in, so we're not doing so many different things. And we've talked in our different groups with boosters and PTO and others about we want to have fund, the traditional where we are trying to gain money raisers, and we want to have fun, F-U-N raisers. If you see that play on words there, it's a lot of fun, where we're coming together just to have fun. And we have fun raisers like the Boosters Volleyball Night is a fundraiser, and that's coming up October 7th. I think that's been confirmed, so mark your calendars. Friday, October 7th. The Father-Daughter Dance is a fundraiser. It's an opportunity to get together. One of our major fundraisers was the Royale, but it's not looking like we're going to be able to continue the Royale because it takes a ton of work. And our parents, you guys, you're going in a lot of different directions, and to be able to commit that kind of time is a struggle. So we want to turn that into just an opportunity to get together. It's still in early March, and just have some fun. We have the volleyball night in the fall. We want to have an opportunity in the spring. So we're bringing everybody back together because we've lost some of that during COVID, and we have some new families that it's let's start integrating our new and our existing families to make sure everybody does know each other. So look for more information on that. We still will have some of our fundraising efforts, but look for some more details on that, and continue to reach out if you do have questions. I was going to share we do have a few noon dismissals this year. I'll put that in a little bit of a summary of what I talked about at this time in the newsletter this Friday. So it's a little teaser. Maybe pack a big lunch because it might be a lot to read, and we want to make sure you have enough time and something to do while you're reading that. But that's some of what's been going on these past several months. When you are walking through the school, take a look around. We have new paint in the elementary room. We have some things on the floor, decals that are interactive for our students, and we're going to get some things on the walls, which is coming. If you can get a chance to go through the middle school science room, we've done a lot of new things there. So want to keep moving these things forward, and I think that's exciting stuff. And I hope you do too. And I know there's other things that might be on your mind, so I'll be here if you want to talk on your way out. I'll be around the building if you want to ask questions throughout tonight. But I do want to try to keep us on time, and we're getting close to 7, so we'll run our sessions. I guess we'll just go ahead and say we'll start at 7:05 since it's 6:57. Give everybody time to transition over. We'll go 15 minutes and then transition, and then 15-minute rotations. I think middle school has a plan, so if you have a question about where to go for middle school, please find a middle school teacher. Thank you guys for coming, and let's have a great year.